to Wctv. This is our first show of the new year, so prop up your feet, make yourself comfortable, and enjoy.
I'm John Hess, and to my left is the lovely Dana Merrick.
It's been a busy summer for everyone, whether you are working, going to summer school, playing sports, or enjoying other activities.
Probably some of the busiest people in our school this summer were the members of the Lynx girls softball team.
I'll say, it must have taken a lot of hard work and dedication to become the 2001 Class 2A state softball champions.
Congrats go out to Mr. Hilton, Mr. Adams, and the members of the team.
In more recent days, the boys football team has been working hard themselves.
They're plowing down the competition and racking up some victories. To tell you more about this year's season so far, we're passing it to Brian.
Changing colors, the brisk breeze, this could all mean one thing. It's football season again, and the Lynx are off to a great start this year, with their only loss coming from a heartbreaker to Boone by 1 point. I caught up to Coach Loring and some of the players to get their view on this year's season.
Coach Loring, what are some of the differences between this team and teams from years past?
I think one thing I see this year's team is we're a little bit quicker, a little bit faster than we've been in the past. And I think we're playing harder this year. I think that's one difference, one reason why we have an improved record this year.
As the coach, what are some of your goals for this season?
I think you just take one day at a time, and you take one practice at a time, and try to improve each day. If you see improvement as a team, that's always a goal of ours, and then to win each game you play on Friday night.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach.
Kyle, having to sit out last year, how does it feel to finally be able to get in the Lynx uniform?
Well, it really feels great because after sitting out last year, it really killed me, and I just wanted to get on the field and make our team do the best.
Thanks a lot.
Yep.
Tharp, after being on the team last year and seeing it, how's this year compared to last?
Oh, we're a lot better because our guys are dedicated more now to the off-season training with weightlifting, and you can just tell we're a lot bigger and a lot faster, and it helps out on the field.
What are some of your goals for this season?
Obvious goal is to make the playoffs, but with the one loss to Boone, we still have a good chance, so we're just going to play one game at a time and let the rest of the season play out.
All right, thanks and good luck. Well, there's a look at your football season so far. Expect a full summary later this fall. Hike! This is Brian Whitmore reporting for WCTV. Now kick it away in the studio.
Thanks, Brian. Speaking of some hard hits, what about that victory over the Midgets 2 weeks ago?
No kidding, that was a great homecoming game. It was one of the highlights of homecoming week.
There were so many fun events, I don't even know where to begin.
Me either. Don't rack your brain too much though. Joe Bussin is here to tell us all about it.
It's fall again and the spirit of WCHS is in the air. There are students in costumes, games being played, kings and queens being crowned, marching in parades, footballs flying through the air, and dancing into the night. This can mean only one thing. It's time for Homecoming 2001, and everyone's busy getting ready for this exciting week. Homecoming kicked off again this year with the annual tradition of window painting and mud volleyball. Students worked hard through Sunday afternoon to fill the halls of WCHS with Lynx pride. Afterwards, it was time to unwind and get down and dirty in the mud. Teams of 7 to 8 slid and slipped in a gooey competition to see who could come out on top. The competition lasted through 4 rounds, and only one team survived every sloppy one. After the 3-day weekend, Tuesday came, and with it, dress-up days. The staff and students sported their best attire and showing appreciation for the purple and gold. Spirit Week included in order Pajama Day, Twister Day, Twin Day, and finally Purple and Gold Day. Wednesday followed with a heated competition between homerooms and the Lynx games. Rival homerooms battled it out on the football field in the miscellaneous relay. Inner tube run, pop chug, and bat spin relay, in a competition for champion homeroom. All teams played with extreme competitiveness. On Thursday, students voted for Homecoming King Queen. Students registered to vote, went to secret ballot boxes, and deposited their votes into the ballot safe box. After voting in a long day of school, everyone gathered in Prim Sahai Auditorium to support Lynx athletics. Cheerleaders performed in a magnificent light show and led the way in homecoming cheers. Coach Halsney, Coach Luring, and Clark Middleton discussed the fall sports season and encouraged students to continue attending Link's sporting events. That band led the way in the school song. Homecoming week continued with the climax of Homecoming Friday. It was built with excitement for Homecoming coronation, parading down Main Street in the big game. The auditorium was flashing with excitement and special effects. Waited anxiously for the announcements of Homecoming King and Queen. While students performed dance numbers, the Homecoming court was introduced and were questioned, all in good fun. Finally, the envelope was opened after being delivered in a hilarious manner, and Lance Rager and Libby Doolittle were crowned Homecoming King and Queen 2001. Afterwards, I interviewed Lance Rager and Libby Doolittle on their feelings about being Homecoming King and Queen 2001.
At all, all these friends of mine voted for me. I didn't know I had that many, I guess. Just overjoyed about it. And what's it mean to me? Well, it means I'll come back next year and see all the people here again, see all my friends once again, and see what things are going on, what things have changed, and how people are now or then.
It was a surprise, and it's just been a fun week. It's been a lot of fun with a bunch of people that I truly love. They're a bunch of great people, and it just wouldn't have been Homecoming without them all.
With all the excitement over Homecoming King and Queen, one thing might have been overlooked: the auditorium. As well as the coronation looked, what work went into it? Miss Apple Blessman had the answers on the decorated odd. Work is involved with Homecoming coronation.
A ton of work is involved with homecoming or any coronation, winter for coronation included in that. I actually start getting things arranged in the middle of September. It takes a lot of organization and a lot of time and a lot of efforts by a lot of people, not only the homecoming committee itself, the student council homecoming committee, but it also takes some chairpersons that make sure that things get done as well, organize people to get things done.
Coronation students were then released into the streets of Webster City to ride on floats and march down Main Street. Homecoming parade commenced throughout town while onlookers from the community watched floats created by local citizens and students were driven by. Mrs. Hill coordinated the giant event and had some insight on how the parade was put together. How do you decide what floats enter the parade?
Well, we really didn't have any criteria that said somebody could or could not be in the parade. We just wanted to make sure anyone that did participate had a sponsor.
How do you organize the order of parade floats?
Well, we tried to really space out the floats because I think that the general public likes to watch the floats, and we didn't want them all packed together, put all the class floats together, starting with the seniors and ending with the freshmen, and I think that just made it a little more competitive between the grades so they could just see what everyone else had done.
What can be expected in next year's parade?
Well, I hope even bigger. I hope that we get more community involvement. We did have some interest this year, but I'd like to see all the grade schools represented too, and I know that they've had to deal with having somebody to supervise children that are participating in the parade, and that's kind of one of the obstacles that they have to deal with, and we don't have that here at the high school with our students. But I hope that we'd have 100% participation of all the schools next year. That'd be great.
With the parade over, it was time for Friday night football. Lynx showed their determination and skill all 4 quarters in a great game of football against Esserville, while packed stands of fans cheered on, led by the Webster City football cheerleaders. When it was all over, Webster City beat Esterville 34-6. Magical end to Homecoming Week 2001, the homecoming dance was held Saturday night. Students spent the night dancing with friends to upbeat and slow music, drinking pop and eating cookies and chocolate Rice Krispie bars, and just chatting with good buddies. It will be a night and week no one will forget. With the week over, what favorite memories will you always treasure of Homecoming 2001?
My favorite thing about Homecoming Week is probably the crazy outfits, with the way everybody always wears pajama pants and Twister Day and even the purple and gold, and always a classic favorite.
I like Spirit Week because Twin Day is pretty fun, and I also like the football game because we're actually winning this year.
Homecoming is a football game because there's always a lot of people there, and you get to support the Lynx, and it's really fun.
My favorite thing about homecoming would probably be the Spirit Week. I think that's a lot of fun, and the game. It's great.
My favorite thing about homecoming is the dance because you get to dance with all the ladies.
My favorite thing about homecoming for this week is Webster getting ready at 50 points. Esterville, because we are the gods this year. Nobody can beat us.
Well, it's Sunday morning. Homecoming's gone and over with. I guess it's time I went home and got some sleep. So, this is Joe Bussin reporting for Wctv, sending it back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Joe. You know, I think I like this,
Like what?
being on TV.
Well, I think we're about done for today, Dana.
But there's always next week.
Join us next week, same time, same place, to hear about volleyball, the new teachers at the high school, and the new WCTV staff.
See you then.
Bye.